Hey everybody, thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. This video is in collaboration with Mini Scenes GB and Crafty YouTubers United for the Easter collaboration. So I have been on this kick lately, the snow globe tumbler kick. I don't know why. It just glitter fills my soul with happiness. And so I thought today we could do an Easter themed snow globe tumbler. So this is actually a pretty big one. This is just an acrylic double wall tumbler. So you can see there's a little hole down here in the bottom, and you fill your glitter and your snow globe solution into there. And then there is an inner wall, so that way you can shake it up, and it's pretty amazing because it's, you know, glitter and it's moving around, and it's one of my favorite things to do right now. So there are a lot of different snow globe solutions that you can use. You can buy ones that are pre-mixed. You can buy slow flow, fast flow, medium flow, but you can also make your own. So today we're going to make our own and see how that goes. There are so many different theories and formulas on what people like, the way that they flow, and it just depends on who's doing it, what they're doing. So we're going to start with a solution of 2 parts distilled water. So I don't know how much we'll mix up, but we'll do 2 parts of this. And you really do want to use distilled water. If you use regular water, there's a good chance that your snow globe will mold over time because, you know, tap water is not pure, right? So definitely use distilled. And then we're going to use 1 part vegetable glycerin. And then we'll also use 1 part of Amazon Basics, just the clear glue. You want to use the clear glue. It can be Elmer's, it could be any brand, it doesn't really matter. You just want to make sure it's the clear one. So what we want to do is we want to mix it up into a mixing cup. Some people will put it into a condiment bottle that looks like this, and then shake it really well. However, I don't love to do that because when you shake it, it incorporates bubbles, and a lot of bubbles, and you're already going to have bubbles in your snow globe tumbler because you're putting glitter in there, and so air is going to get trapped. So I feel like your best chance to minimize bubbles is to not shake it if you can avoid it. So what I'm going to do is actually put everything into here, stir it with a stick until it's clear, and then once it's clear, we'll decant it into here, and then that way we can pour it into our tumbler. Okay, so I'm just going to use a silicone cup just to measure it out. I think it's just easier that way, at least for me. And then I'll pour it into here because, as you can see, this is well loved. So some of the measurements are not on here, especially the ones that we want. So I'm just going to measure it out into here and pour it into there. It'll be perfect. Of course, it's always challenging when you have a new bottle of distilled water and it's huge, but that's okay. If we spill a little bit, it'll be fine. It's just water, right? Okay. So you probably can't see this, but I am just pouring, I'm starting out with 100 milliliters of distilled water, and I'm just gonna make sure my cup is clean and there's nothing in here before I pour this in. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with 100. I think I'm gonna do actually 200 because this is a pretty big acrylic tumbler. So I'm gonna do 200 milliliters of water to start with. And then I'm gonna add 100 milliliters of vegetable glycerin. I like this brand. It doesn't really matter which one you use, or at least I don't think it matters, but I just like this brand. Let's do 100 milliliters of the glycerin. So we're just gonna pour 100 into here. This cup is a 100 milliliter cup, so we're just gonna fill it up to the line. And we're going to put that in our cup. So I'm just going to scrape this out of our cup because it is thick and gloopy. It's vegetable glycerin, so it It's thick and oily. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take our glue, and we're also going to put in 100 milliliters of glue. And I found, honestly, the Amazon Basics, if you're going to make a lot of snow globe tumblers and you're going to do it yourself, buy the gallon. It's so much less expensive. The small bottle of glue is, I don't know, $4, something like that. And this large gallon one is like 15. So it makes it much, much less expensive. Okay, so now we're just going to put 100 milliliters in here. Okay. And then just do the same thing. We're going to scrape this out. So now we're just going to stir this. And we're going to stir it relatively slowly. I mean, kind of like a little faster than if you were stirring resin, but certainly not whipping any air into it or trying to not incorporate any additional bubbles into this. And we're just going to stir this until it gets clear. That's usually, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, just kind of depending. Obviously, you still want to do the same thing. You want to scrape your sides and all of that. It doesn't matter as much as it does with resin, but still, you know, you just want to make sure you're getting everything incorporated. You can see that it's really clumpy and lumpy right now. So I'm just going to stir this, and then I will come back to you when all of this is clear and ready to go. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. It's clear, not a lot of bubbles. And what you're looking for is you want to see it just drip off your stick. So that means that everything is kind of incorporated. Before it's incorporated, it's clumpy. And you'll, like when you pick up your stick, you'll see that it's kind of gloopy and sticking to your stick. But now it's not. It's all really well incorporated. So now we just want to put it into our squeezy bottle. Perfect. Okay. Just move that out of the way. Okay, so now we have it in our squeezy bottle. And so you want to take your snow globe tumbler and just take this off. Don't lose. So this comes with a little plastic piece. Actually, it comes with two. These are for the bottom to seal it up. So definitely don't lose those. If you lose them, there are ways around it, but it's so much nicer if you don't have to deal with that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill this about halfway-ish, and then we'll put some glitter in. What color do we use for this tumbler? So gosh, I don't know. I really don't. I am at a loss on this one. So I'm thinking, what if we mix a little bit of this together just to see what happens, right? I mean, let's just see. It can't hurt. You don't have to settle for whatever colors they give you. You can make your own. Especially because it's Easter, so Easter is kind of pink and blues and yellows and greens. Oh, let's throw a little yellow in there too, just for funsies. And when you're putting glitter in your snow globes, I tend to go with chunkier glitters because fine glitters I find really kind of stick to the sides a lot more than the chunkies. So for me, I prefer something just a little bit thicker. Okay. And this has a little bit of everything. This has some fine, it has some chunkies, it has some super chunkies, it has some mid chunkies. It has a little bit of everything. So, I don't know, let's see how we feel about this. Okay. So this is one of the best ways to kind of get a feel for what your glitter is going to look like. Just put it out on a white piece of paper and just kind of see, like, is that what you want? Do you want it to be something different? Do you want some other color? I think I'd like a little bit more pink in this one. But yellow is really strong. I didn't expect it to be quite so strong, but it was. And then maybe just a little bit more of this glitz and glam too. Okay, I think that's probably good. So now I'm just going to put this back into my cup. Give it a good stir. Make sure everything's incorporated. And then see how we feel about it. So normally you want to do 2-ish ounces by volume, not by weight. By weight would be this entire jar. So this is a 2-ounce jar. So you want to do it by volume. And then you can always, and then what we'll do is we'll put this in, we'll fill it up with the solution, and then we'll see if we want to add something else or how we feel about it. Okay, you guys, what do you think? I think that's really, really pretty. Okay, let's give this a go. So this is going to be messy. I'm just warning you now, it will be messy. So I'm just going to put down that paper again. Take a piece of tape. And then you're going to want to put it around your cup. However, what you want to do is you want to fold over this top part of it. Okay, so that way it's not sticky. And then you're going to take your tape and place it around your cup so that you have a wall, but you have a wall that's not sticky. Does that make sense? So now you have this wall where your glitter's not going to go anywhere, but it's also not sticky, so your glitter's not going to stick to it. If we had just put the tape on it with the sticky side in, it would stick to it. So now we're just going to take our glitter and we're going to put it on the top, and then we're just going to tap. We're just going to tap it and shake it into that hole. Some people use like a massage gun to kind of help it down, which you can do, or you can just tap, tap, tap. That seems like a pretty good amount. Let's give this a good shake really fast. So, can you see how pretty that is? That is so pretty, and this is just the beginning. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Definitely needs more glitter. So we'll just keep on tapping away. And glitter is not for the faint of heart. I think we all know that. So just embrace the glitter, embrace the sparkle. So I'm just going to take my stick and I'm just going to try to scooch any of that glitter that's still hanging out on our lid and try to get it towards that hole. Oh yeah. I always love snow globe glitter time because you are covered in glitter afterwards. I'm just going to grab some alcohol, spray paper towel, and then just wipe this off. This is just all of that residue from the glitter that just didn't go in. It just kind of stuck to the cup. And you can see it's all over the paper, which is fine. That's what the paper is there for. Okay. So now that's relatively cleaned off, I'm just going to give this a good shake. So your glitter's kind of, you know, it gets stuck, and that's okay. Because So we're going to add more solution to this. That's going to kind of push that around. Okay, so we're going to go back to our solution now. Oops. And we're going to just put it in like we did before. This time we're going to fill it up. But I am going to stop before it's full. And give it a good shake again. And sometimes your solution will get stuck because that chunky glitter's in that bottom part, and that's okay. The best thing to do in that situation is just shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Ooh, look how pretty that is. I like that. All right, I'm just gonna clean this up really quick. Because I cannot stand when my area is a mess. Somebody else have that? Like completely OCD. Can't take the mess. I feel better about that now. Alrighty. So I think this is looking pretty good. All right, let's fill it up some more. Well, I think I'm going to leave it here for today and just let it do its thing. It will, most of these bubbles are going to come out on their own, but for the ones that don't, we will use a bent syringe to suck them out. So, and we'll pull out the bubbles and then we'll replace it with liquid. So, and that I usually let it, it's called degassing. I usually let it degas for about 24 hours. So sometime tomorrow I will come back and see about, whoops. I will come back tomorrow and we'll see about filling it back up. Hey everybody, it's been about maybe 12 hours. It hasn't been that long yet, but I wanted to do a couple of things. One, I wanted to add a little bit of alcohol to the inside of this. It's not going to take much because this is pretty full, but I'm going to try to add just a little bit. And I did glove up today because I just can't do the sticky. So I'm going to try to pour just a little bit of alcohol in here. Yeah, it's so full. Okay, I want to give this a good shake. There's still a little bit of air in the top. So, just going to grab a dental syringe and just stick that in the hole. This one doesn't have as long of a bend as what I would like. So I would suggest if you're going to use one of these to get one that has the long metal tip on it instead of this one, because this one's not that great, but it's what I have. So we're going to make do with it. So all I'm going to try to do is just get out any of that air. Now I'm invariably going to get some of, there we go, some of the liquid, and that's okay. We're just going to do our best to kind of help those air bubbles get there. And like I said, this is would be so much better. There we go. You can see how much of the air came out. There's some liquid in there, but there's also a lot of air. We're just going to keep trying to move our air bubbles. Like right there. And just suck out as much of that air as we can. I'm not seeing a lot of air right now, which is a very good thing. Okay, so let's give this a shake. So check it out. I love it so much. I love the glitter and this. It's like, it's not super fast, but it's not super slow. So it just has a really good flow to it. I like it. I probably could have put some more glitter into it, but recently I made one with too much glitter and it all congealed. So it was a little PTSD filled. So I probably could have put a little more glitter in it, but I really, really like it. I think it turned out super, super pretty. Okay, so let's finish this up. A couple of things we're gonna do. So first and foremost, we are going to do a glitter booty down here. And so what that basically means is I'm gonna take some UV resin and some glitter, one of these, probably this one. I think this is a little bit more Eastery. So this is juniper. And we're gonna put a little bit of UV resin in the bottom of this and with some glitter, and we're gonna cure that. That way it hides this plug so you won't see that. And that way we know it's also like really firm and in there, and we're not gonna have any leakage issues over time. So let's do that. Okay. Just put down fresh paper too. So of course, I don't know why I do that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to clean off the top of this, make sure that there's none of our solution there, because that solution has glycerin and it has glue. So we just want to make sure it's really, really clean. So that way when we go to put our UV resin on, that we don't have any drama, because you know, I'm all about no drama. Okay. Okay, so now I have my, just a little tip. If you are in a cooler environment and you're about to use UV resin, just take it and set it in some warm water. And that way it warms it up a little bit, thins it out, makes it a little bit easier to use. I don't know if you've tried to use UV resin when, just ignore the fact that I'm like making this sound like I'm on a vibrating plate. I'm just trying to shake it really well. So if you've ever tried to use UV resin before and it's cold, it can be a little challenging. So I'm just going to take the lid off and squeeze some in here. No point in trying to squeeze it out the top. Okay. I don't know. That's probably going to be enough, but if it's not, we can add more. And we just want to really make sure that it's opaque enough that we can't see that plug through it. If we need to, we can do 2 layers. It's no big deal. That's the thing with, you know, with UV resin is you have to be able to get the light to penetrate it. And I definitely put too much glitter in here. You can see how it's just super clumpy. We don't want that, so I'm going to add some more. Okay, so much better. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're just going to take this, put this on the bottom in a relatively thin layer. We just want to get it out to all the sides. And make sure that before you do this, that this is what you want your cup to look like, right? That you have the right glitter ratio to liquid. You don't have a lot of air bubbles in there. Just make sure that you're all set on that beforehand. Because once you put this UV glitter on, or this UV resin on, and we cure it, that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to push this around all the way around to make sure that it's evenly distributed. This would be easier to do if I had not made it so thick. Okay, well actually, you know what? 1 layer might be okay. Let's see. That plug really sticks up a lot. I feel like it might just be a little bit too tall, but that's okay. Not too worried about it. Okay. So look, I made double what I needed. Story of my life. Story of my life. So I think that looks pretty good. It's pretty flat. So now all we need to do is get our UV light and then give it a cure. Okay, so And of course, I don't have anything. I should have put some books or something over here that I could stack this on, but I didn't. Let's see, and I don't have any glitter jars that are tall enough. So you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna hold it. So I am gonna hold this and I will be back to you in 5 minutes when this is all done. That is all cured, 5 minutes under the lamp, and it is solid as a rock. So that is not coming out. That cap is not coming out. You can still see it a little bit, but that's just because it kind of sticks up. It's a little bit elevated because it hits, like, there's an air bubble in there, but that's okay. It hits like right here. And so because it hits right there, it's just a little bit, it's a little bit elevated, but that's okay. Now what we want to do is we want to clean off our cup, make sure there's no oil residue or anything like that on it. So I'm just going to grab some 99% alcohol and just give it a really good clean. You could also do soap and water if you wanted to. I'm just going to cheat and use alcohol because it's faster. You want to make sure you do this really, really well, and that you get all of any of that glycerin, glue, all of that. Just make sure it's off. I'm just going to go over it again. It's probably fine with one. I'm just going to do it again just for kicks. All right, I think we're good on that. Okay, so now I found this super cute UV DTF. These are so perfect to go on tumblers, anything like that. They're just perfect because you can, you'll see the glitter behind them and it's just fun. So I think I'm going to put that on here and it'll just wrap around the cup. And it'll pretty much go almost all the way around, not quite, but almost. Okay, so I'm going to, my cup cradle is apparently upstairs. So I'm just going to put the cup down on some paper towels just so it doesn't roll around when we're putting this on. And if you find that you can't get the layers separated, which I never can, take a couple of pieces of tape, put one on the front, one on the back, and then pull them apart. And nothing happens. There we go. This one is stuck. All right. So by putting one on the front and one on the back, it just allows you to take it apart. Okay. Be careful not to put your hands onto the UV DTF part. And then, so now it's on the cup. Look how cute that is. And now I'm just going to burnish this down. Just going to grab my vinyl squeegee, and I'm just going to push this down really, 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 really well. Just going to find the edge of that transfer sheet, which is really hard to see, but that's okay. I'm just going to find it, and then we're going to start to gently pull it up. And as you're pulling it up, just make sure that your image is not stuck to the transfer sheet, that it's stuck to your cup. And I got this UV DTF from PDB Creative Studios. They have an incredible line of UV DTFs and glitter, just a lot of really great crafting supplies. It's a small business and they're really fast to ship. They have pretty reasonable prices. I really like them. I get a lot of my supplies there. And they also have a pretty good like social media group. They do a lot of stuff on Facebook and on TikTok. And as you're pulling it up, just be careful because these are, you can rip them if they're not fully burnished down. So just take it slow. Look how cute this is. So chilling with my peeps And of course, the Easter bunnies or the bunnies, they're so cute. So cute. If you feel like there's some sticky residue from your transfer sheet, just take some alcohol on a paper towel. Don't spray it directly onto your cup, but just take it on your paper towel and then just rub it. Rub the sticky spot and it will come right up. Some of those transfer sheets have crazy glue on them. So if you feel any sticky pieces, that's all you have to do and it'll come right up. So, all right, what do you guys think about this piece so far? Let's give it a good shake. And that is so cute. Look how cute that is. That's precious. I love it. Okay, so we're almost finished. One more thing to do. So we need to do something to the lid. So it comes with it depends on what cups you get, right? This cup just happened to come with a black lid, and then it comes with a straw that goes in it, right? But black really not fitting the vibe. So what I'm going to do, or actually what I already did on a different lid, is I spray painted it. I spray painted it white, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I think instead I want to go with something a little bit more Eastery. So I put down a base coat of white on the lid, and then once that's dry, I will go back out. I have like a light teal color that I'm going to spray paint it. And then when that's dry, we're going to rhinestone it. So once we rhinestone it, then we will be all finished. But in the meantime, enjoy this flow. I love it. Enjoy this glitter. All right, you guys, I'm going to go let that check on the lid, see how the lid is going. And I'll be back to you when we're ready to rhinestone the lid. Okay, so the cup is finished and I absolutely love it, you guys. It's so cute and this glitter is fantastic. I love the flow of the cup. I'm so happy with it. Even the bottom, I wish that you couldn't see the plug as well. I mean, you can't really necessarily see the plug, but it does stick up, so you know that it's there. But you know what? I don't think anybody's really surprised if there's a plug holding that liquid in. So I'd rather it be secure than worry too much about seeing it. So I did go ahead and rhinestone the lid. Video was getting a little long, so you guys didn't probably want to watch an entire process of rhinestoning. But look at that sparkle and that shine and that shimmer, and look how it's gorgeous. I love these rhinestones on this lid. They are so pretty. And painting the base paint really made all the difference. So let's put it together and then we'll be all done. I could not be any happier with how this turned out. It just is like, it's so perfect and so Eastery. And there we have it, you guys. And there we have it. It's all finished. The lid looks amazing. Everything about this, I think, is absolutely perfect and amazing for Easter. So once again, thank you to Mini Scenes GB and Crafty YouTubers United for hosting this collaboration. Go check out the playlist. It's listed down below in my description box. And I appreciate you taking some time to watch this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It's free and we'd love to have you as part of our family. So I will see you guys hopefully